Werewolves after one day of Alpha CC. Do you know what? I hate Alpha CC with a passion, but I can actually support this. One of my main criticisms of the werewolves is that the male and female ones literally look exactly the same. The only difference is the female ones seem to have quite soft fur, whereas the male fur seems to be slightly more spiky on the arms, but that's pretty much it. Like, am I the only one who actually finds it really difficult to tell the difference between a male and female werewolf? So this is actually something that I can stand for. Werewolves with CC is accidentally terrifying. Okay, so maybe this kind of Alpha CC is not what I'm talking about. I still think that EA should have given werewolves tails. I think they look much better with them. You see, although they do look slightly better, I don't actually think they need to exist because they do cause clipping issues. I know the reason why EA said that they're not being included is because they do have clipping issues. My issue is not with the fact that there isn't a tail, but more so the fact that they just look really top heavy. Like, I just want to give my werewolf some humongous legs. Like, if you just make the back of the legs longer, they do look slightly better. If EA honestly just made it so we can make the, what's it called? Bicep. No, that's a biceps the arm. What's that called? I don't even know what the muscle is. Like the bottom leg bit, if they just allowed us to make it slightly bigger to make it look like werewolf hind legs, I think it would have looked so much better. Come on guys, the werewolves look way better than they did in the previous Sims games. The Sims 3 werewolves were just ugly hairy people, and we won't even talk about the Sims 2 werewolves. The Sims 2 werewolves literally look like druids. They look like trees, a literal tree. The Sims 3 werewolves were ugly, and I know real life werewolves are supposed to be scary and ugly, but the Sims 4 does have a goofy look, so I actually quite like the look of the Sims 4 werewolves from that perspective. Like, I know people complaining about these werewolves a lot with their appearance. I actually do not think that they look so bad. I know that's really unpopular for me to say. I actually quite like the way that they look. I think they're kind of goofy and fun. The only thing I do prefer about the werewolves in The Sims 2 and 3 is that they look like their human form. In The Sims 4, I know if you change the way that you look physically, the werewolves do look slightly different. It's just they don't look different enough. In my opinion, all of the Sims 4 werewolves look so similar, and the cast sliders are just not different enough. I think it's really important to have unique looking werewolves, but I honestly find it very difficult to make werewolves look unique. Even if you give them different fur types, they just don't look dissimilar enough, and that's one opinion that I know a lot of other people have had too, especially seeing that you can't make them look that similar to their human form, and you can't give them actually that many unique characteristics. The Sims 4 werewolves are the most sexy looking werewolves. The Sims 3 ones were horrendous, and the Sims 2, so that I will give it to the Sims 4. I've seen the werewolves comparison to cats, but I raise you this, the cat people from the Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Oh my god, they actually look like the cat people from Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Is anybody here old enough to remember that movie? I feel like my general audience demographic is not old enough to remember this movie. What an iconic movie. When I was a kid, I was honestly so scared I could never make it past the 10-minute mark of that movie. But yes, do you know what? As soon as I saw The Sims 4 werewolves, I thought of Cats. You know Cats, the movie? I'm not talking about real cats, where I kind of am. But yeah, they do remind me of cats, and they remind me of the Frosties tiger. All of my American followers are telling me they're not called Frosties, they're called Frosted Flakes. In the UK, they are called Frosties. I know, you'll get over it. Guys, this is a tiger, and this to me is a tiger. Doesn't it just give you like tiger vibes? Do you know what I mean? Werewolves are supposed to look canine, but in The Sims 4, they do look feline, and that is one tripe I do have with it. Like, I understand why they look like they do. They just genuinely look more feline to me, which is why they literally remind me of this tiger. Nobody's talking about how goofy werewolves look pregnant. Oh my god, I didn't even think to look at werewolves as pregnant Sims. Oh my god, look at that belly. Surely that can't be real. This must be some slide and mold glitch. At least the Sims team actually thought about putting in a pregnant werewolf. I wonder if your werewolf Sims now can give birth in werewolf form. I really need to know this. On Werewolves and Tales. So basically, this is summarizing about how historically werewolves do not actually have tails. Yeah, I think werewolves having tails is a modern thing, and it is something that's open to interpretation. So I'm actually, oh my god, it's so annoying the way the werewolves just howl all of the time in cats. Anyway, I actually do not mind that they don't have tails. As I said before, it's just solely the fact that they look too top heavy. They just need to be smaller on the top and bigger at the bottom, and then I will be happy. Note to self, never combine all the occults with cheats ever again. Oh my god, this literally This is literally the most traumatizing looking sim I've ever seen in my entire life. Everybody talks about, oh, I wish we could combine occults in The Sims 4. This is why we cannot combine occults. This is the literal categorical reason why not. I mean, for somebody like me who enjoys chaotic weird sims, this is great, but I think for the ordinary player, maybe not. Excuse me, what lol? Anti-capitalist canine. Is this a real temperament for werewolves? Ever since the beast awakened, doubts about societal norms have begun to stir. The sim now rejects the daily grind and will gain extra fury if forced to partake in this endless crushing rat race. So does that mean if the werewolf goes to work, it gains fury? Isn't that relatable? I mean, if werewolves were real and this was a real temperament, I think we would all be in fury mode all of the time. This is why I decided to become a YouTuber instead of having a real job. See, this is actually what I love about the werewolves in The Sims 4. They did think the temperaments through a lot. I know you guys think I'm the biggest hater of The Sims 4 in the world and I hate this game. Every other comment in my channel is, you clearly hate The Sims 4. Why don't you just stop playing it and get rid of your channel? I do love The Sims 4 and I love it because of packs like Werewolves. Like, this kind of stuff is genius. This is hilarious. This is the part of The Sims 4 I love to play. And I think it's so funny when they include these like real life references in the game. Out of everything in the Werewolf game pack, this is what finally broke me. Devouring the litter box tray. In a way, I actually wish werewolves could go to the toilet in the litter box because there are not enough interactions between werewolves and pets. This is something I said before. I think the only interaction or cross-pack compatibility with the cats and dogs pack is that werewolves can howl with dogs, but that's all. Why can't werewolves take a shit in the litter box? It is something that werewolves should be able to do. They should also be able to eat from the pet food bowls. It is honestly so annoying to me that there's not enough cross-pack compatibility. I love the werewolves pack. It's actually one of my favorite packs for The Sims 4, but the cross-pack compatibility is horrendous with this pack, especially seeing that they played up so much about the lore between werewolves and vampires, and the only real interaction between werewolves and vampires is just the fact that they can have a supernatural smackdown where they fight, but there's not really much other cross-pack compatibility, and it really frustrates me because they could have gone further with it. I feel like that's the same with every single Sims pack though. They always go like so high and then they just stop and they never go all the way. How I'm handling the werewolves so far. So it looks like they've just built loads of sinks, or I think American people call it basins, not sinks. Anyway, it looks like they've just got all these sinks on their lot and they've all broken from the werewolf in fury mode. That's the most annoying thing about the werewolves in fury mode. They just go around breaking everything. I actually really like it though. Usually I hate it when Sims are breaking everything. We all know toilet, shower, sinks break all the time in The Sims 4. I do think they need to break less, but I actually love how werewolves will literally devour everything and break everything. It's such a normal trait of a werewolf, and I think it's really cool that they can cause all this carnage. Okay, but I already spent like 18 hours designing my human Sims with outfits, bodies, etc. So then giving all these options to customize werewolves and on their beast form alone, I might damn well never load the game past cast. See, this is something that all Simmers do. We all spent ages making the perfect sim, and then as soon as we get to gameplay, we just switch off because we're exhausted from CAS. I've said this before, CAS is way too big, and if you are making a werewolf sim, you've got to design them as a human, and then you've got to design them as a werewolf, and you can even give them separate outfit choices as a werewolf, which makes it even more overwhelming. See, the only thing I don't like about the werewolves CAS is that they didn't give us a styled looks option, if you know what I mean. Obviously in human form, we have styled looks where you can just give them a different outfit. So if you're really lazy and you can't be bothered to make one, you could just choose one from the list. I almost wish there was a similar option with werewolf bodies and things. I know we have a lot of presets and things, and you can do preset colors and coats. I just wish there was more of like a styled look thing so you can just style the entire werewolf instead of having to go through every single different option in CAS. Because, oh, I just realized that werewolves also share the vampire teeth. That is pretty cool. I didn't know that. Anyway, I do love the CAS for this. I just wish there were more of these preset options available, because a lot of the ones we do have are good. There just need to be more, and a more variety of colors as well, because all of these color forms are just like very gray. Do you know what? I'm surprised they didn't give us an LGBT werewolf. As we all know, The Sims 4 loves to be gay. I'm so surprised they didn't give us a gay rainbow werewolf swatch. If you want to see my personal review of the Werewolves pack, make sure you check out this video here. See you in the next one.